What was the first job that kind of got you there? Like when you got in and then you did your first like bigger job, there must have been a huge.
It's really elementary.
Yeah.
Because I had applied about 4 years before I got in. After working a decade in the industry, and the response from 52 was that you don't have enough New York film experience. After 10 years of doing indie films in New York.
And they counted what, like call sheets and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah. And, obviously. But
You weren't someone's kid. That's what it really was. Yeah.
that was the good old boy days, as I say. But, and for better or worse, I mean, they all fought the good fight mostly, and there's some bad eggs everywhere. But so that back then, I was begging to get into the union. I was like, I am the perfect fit for this. So I did, cough up the $5,000 or whatever it is to get in, and just made it a point to get in how I wanted to get in. If I'm not going to get in on the merit of a decade of work, then I'm going to put my head down and work more. So that's kind of what I did. And then at some point I passed the test.
What is the prop test?
I'm
Yeah,
a little
I know,
removed,
but I've only heard like the electrics and grips
I've
test.
only
So,
heard the
but I
grip
know other
test.
departments have one. Like, do you have to like hang a light? Like,
No. It's just a gun on a table in the middle of the room.
whether or not you kill yourself.
It's just me and Barbara
Just one
Kastner.
bullet.
You got to identify the MSM line.
And if you get lucky and spin it the right way, then you get in. No, there's like sections. So you'd go in and they'd have a section for picture hanging, and they'd have a section for plumbing a sink, and they'd have a section for guns, and they'd have a section for, I don't know, but those were the four that I remember from mine. So, and then the written, which was like this Bible of hundreds of pages about furniture and shit that I just didn't even know. Nor did
When did the union form? All the history and
some
stuff.
of that stuff, but it was a lot of like, this chair is from what period of
Shut up.
Europe?
Crazy.
It's like art history almost.
But yeah, because it was a lot of like, art specific. Because I think it was all like back. It was outdated a little bit. I mean, I don't know if they even still do it like this, but yeah, you went to these stations, and I remember the first time I went to the stations. I think I passed everything. The picture hanging was a little rough because that's kind of hard, but I went and
That's harder than plumbing.
yeah, because plumbing you're just screwing shit together.
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
Put some tape on it. And I passed that one. I was surprised I passed it too. But listen, I haven't plumbed since then. Yeah, don't call me. But
This sounds like a game show.
it kind of is. You walk
Like
in, there's
someone's
a
like,
line.
start, and then you have to run to each side.
The funniest thing about like these kind of tests, and I understand you want everybody to have like a basic knowledge of like everything your department does, but like in like when you're like building a set and there's like a linoleum floor, there's like a guy you call that is the linoleum floor guy. There is a tiling guy. There is a plumbing
Jim
like
Dolly guy.
So
There's
it's like there are these people that like even within this department that are specialized, like they might not be on that crew full time because they're going to that next job to get that tiled set ready, and they're going to the next job out. Like that's the only part of like the set deck or whatever department handles it in New York does. So it's like, yeah, like, oh, I'm a set decorator, but all I do is flooring. Like, it's like, so it's like to need to know it on the test to pass is kind of insane.
But
to
you
me.
should
Basic
know
knowledge
about it so that you know, like, oh, I need to call that guy because like this is this is like a hardcore job, and I don't know how to do
I
this.
mean, you have the book, bro. You have the New York Foreman. Yeah. But that's the that's the other thing is like, what were you just saying?
We were talking about the test beforehand. It sounded like you had a story about the actual test.
So the first time I went through, I go in, and it's stressful, man. It's like, especially as a young kid, you've done all these things, and you're like, but you go in there and you're nothing.
Very
you're
humbling.
Just a person in a line. Yes. So I get in line, I'm doing my stuff, I get to the guns, and I accidentally point the gun at Barbara Kastner, who is the gun person in 52, an old prop, who now works for 52 and stuff. But so that was an immediate fail.
Yeah.
You cannot do that. And I grew up with guns. Like that was my strongest part of the test. And I ended up pointing it at the lady that ran the whole thing.
Oh, that's because you probably thought that's how they do it in New York.
Yeah,
Like,
like spinning it around. And like, that's how you do it.
yeah.
So obviously that was an instant fail, but try again, and ended up getting it the second time. Plumbed that sink, hung that picture frame.
Or you have to do everything over again.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and take the test.
Oh, I
over
thought it
again.
was you did each station. You know, if you pass that station, now you need to pass this next one.
They,
You point a gun at someone and you fail.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I understand
the
that.
only
But
one
then
you
I
had
thought,
to-
like, okay, now you only need to redo gun.
No,
Yeah.
I did it twice. Yeah, you do the whole thing over because you do the written over too. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, fuck.
Did they make you? So did the rooms with each stuff happen before the written test? Did you have to do the written test even after you failed the gun thing, or did they just immediately put you out of the line?
Yeah, you don't know you failed.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
But I kind of knew because she said something about "don't point the gun at me." So that was kind of my first inclination that I was probably not going to be
You're
a
like,
member.
should I just leave now? No, carry on.
We want to see your plumbing.
Listen,
Damn.
yeah, good old days. But yeah, it's stressful. It's a stressful thing
Yeah,
to do.
for
It's
sure.
your whole entire livelihood is built up into this. You're surviving on $100 days. At that point, pre-union, you really want to have a savings account, have health insurance.
Mm-hmm.
You really want all these simple, basic things that we should all be getting. So in that respect, I just you have to keep doing it over and over until you pass. Luckily, it only took me twice, but some people I know have had a rough time, and it's changed. I have no idea how it is nowadays. Everything's changed in 52, but they're still out there working for you, the worker. So.